And because we've called it possession, parents refuse to deal with it. Are you telling me my kid's possessed? No, I'm telling you, your kid could be demonized and attacked, but your doctor calls it autism.
I've got quite a lot to say about that little treasure. Let's get into it. Hi, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for watching and thanks for supporting me every week. It means the world to me. I really appreciate it. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to the channel. If you drop a like on the video, it really helps things. And yeah, thank you for all your support so far. It means a lot to me. That broke my heart to see that. And it's not the only time I've seen people trying to take advantage of autistic kids to get notoriety, to say that people can cure autism. There's a lot of them around. I feel like there's a whole autism industrial complex that's ready to take advantage of you once your kid is diagnosed. So be aware of that. If you have a kid that's recently diagnosed or you suspect is on the spectrum, just be aware that there's a lot of charlatans out there, and I don't want to scare you because it's already a scary thing, but anyone who says they can cure autism, they're lying and it's a scam. And there's nothing to cure. Autism is a difference. As I've said in previous videos, I use my autism to become successful in life. And I know that people are going to say you're high functioning, but I wasn't necessarily when I was a kid. You're seeing me now, a 48-year-old man. You know, look back to when I was, Alfie's age or the age that this horrible bastard is talking about. I wasn't so high functioning then. I used to melt down. I used to have sensory issues. I used to, I really struggled with behavior. I really struggled. And I really struggled at school. And it just breaks my heart just to see this horrible person trying to get notoriety by picking on a group who are struggling so much anyway. And kids, really? You're going to pick on kids? I mean, and it's not the only time that I've seen something like this. And there's, I don't want to mention names, but there's people that you see online that aren't necessarily as crazy as him who will tell you, oh, I can cure autism. Just listen to my course. That's a big one. Just get your kid into this learning resource, the learning partner situation, meaning 40 hours a week of intense dog training therapy. And it's all to make money. And it's so sad that people are targeting parents and ultimately autistic kids as a way to make profit. There's a whole industry around this, and he's just one part of it. He's a particularly nasty, horrible part of it, but he's just one part of this autism industrial complex that will literally tell you that autism is there to be cured. Just snake oil salesmen, who will, it's just so upsetting. It really gets to me. Like I'm losing my train of thought because I'm really upset by that clip. And it's just brought up all these other people that told us we can cure Alfie, And now I realize, thank God we didn't put him through any of that. I mean, I noticed I'm going to make a video about this specific subject. It's incredibly controversial, but I shot a whole video and I haven't released it yet. And I don't know if it's right because I really want to get my facts right, but there's a whole issue around autism that I am so against, and it's basically treating autistic people like less than and that they have to be changed. And there's a whole multi-billion dollar industry around people coming to your house for 40 hours a week, berating your child and getting them to behavior modify. If you're autistic or you have autistic kids, you know what I'm talking about. I will make a video about it. Yeah, but it's just a whole cesspool of horrible people that just are trying to profit from autistic kids, and it does make me sick. And this guy is just trying to say whatever he can to be controversial, and I'm sure he said a lot of shit about other groups and, you know, punching down like that. But I saw another video where a woman was curing autism, and she obviously had an actor who acted autistic, and then she did some thing, and it was going viral, or I don't know, it was getting a lot of views on TikTok, and it was really broke my heart. First of all, it's fake, and second of all, like, the kid is behaving in a way that's really disrespectful to autistic people, and then he's suddenly cured, and that's an extreme example, and that's obviously crazy. But there's more subtle examples out there, and I want you to be aware of that. This is a subject that people can get notoriety from. Some people are trying to get famous off saying autism is bad and it needs to be cured. This guy is trying to get notoriety by saying the most controversial thing he can. He's supposed to be a Christian pastor as well. Like, I like religion. I'm not against religion. I think religion is incredibly powerful. And as I told you, I made a video about it. When Alfie was first diagnosed, I used to go and pray at the local church. And I used to get so much relief there. And I believe there is something to religion and church. And I don't know which religion I am, but I definitely believe in God. And I definitely feel it. So I just get the sense that some of these people, him particularly, Greg Locke, I get the sense that he doesn't even believe himself. He's just seen a way to make money and a way to just become famous. And it's really sad. So yeah, the fact that he's purporting to be Christian, and this other video was from a religious group as well. I can't remember which one it was. I'll try and put it in the video if I can find it. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Autistic people are for sure different, and they don't fit into the mold, and they aren't compliant. They don't do well at school because they refuse to comply. I did terribly at school because I refused to comply. I was given detention and thrown out and told that I was bad, constantly, and I became very successful. And I want kids and parents of kids to really listen to that. The school system isn't set up for autistic minds. I'm autistic, and I've been through the whole thing, and I just know that we think differently, and we have special interests, and if we pursue those, we really can become incredibly successful. I know that for a fact, and I've seen it. Elon Musk as well. Einstein was autistic, they think. There's a whole list of people, you can look it up, famous autistic people. You wouldn't believe it. And I know that lots of people come after me when I make videos like this, trying to put a super positive spin on autism, because I believe it is just a difference, a beautiful difference. And they say, well, you're high functioning, and what about low functioning? What about kids that always have tantrums? What about parents of kids that always have tantrums? I always used to have tantrums, and I was self-injurious. I used to hit my head against the wall and stuff. So I was a self-injurious autistic kid. I only found out that I was autistic recently, but looking back on it, I can see that with these comments are very often like, my kid is self-injurious, what do you expect us to do about that? And while my heart breaks for the family dynamic and the family unit when a kid is acting like that, I know what it's like because I used to do it. So I can tell you from my point of view, it's just frustration. And I don't want autistic people to experience any more frustration. It's difficult enough. And when idiots like this make videos like that, it's just making matters worse. And don't forget, that autistic people used to be institutionalized, literally. And there's stories of like guys in their 50s now that were institutionalized for self-injurious autism in like the 70s or the 80s, and they can't get out. There's a British guy, especially, they made a documentary about him, the BBC. He can't get released from a mental asylum, and he's just autistic. And he seems totally fine to me. Like, I mean, I don't know the case in detail, but he could totally live in society from what I've seen. He's a bright, interesting guy, you know, just ruined by the system. And, you know, autistic people are up against it with the system, up against it with the autistic industrial complex, people trying to make money out of them by saying they can cure them. By the school system, because autistic minds do not do well in school, so they're constantly told that they're bad or they won't comply. Alfie does this thing, all the kids hold a rope to go into kindergarten, or he's actually in preschool, sorry, and he won't hold this rope, and every time he does it, I feel myself at his age, and I know that I didn't do stuff like that. I know that I wouldn't comply. So it's hard enough, you know, it's hard enough for these kids. So just know that that guy is just trying to make money and trying to become famous by saying that. I don't believe that he even believes that. And when you see videos of people saying they can cure autism online, it's snake oil, they're scamming you. And I don't believe autism needs to be cured. I believe that it's a beautiful, special difference, no matter how far on the scale. I believe that every autistic person has a gift to give to society. I know it to be true. I know it, I feel it, and I know it to be true. So I just wanted to make a video about that. And yeah, I'll see you next time. You can see I've been thrown by that clip, so it's just sad. Anyway, I love you guys, and let's speak next time.